Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2017 movie Leatherface. So this is a prequel to the 1974 movie, and in this movie Verna Sawyer, who is going to become Leatherface, is taken away from his family at a young age and put in a mental institute for young people, and one day they have a big outbreak, and Jedediah, along with 3 other inmates, one of them being his good friend, Bud, and Ike and Clary's two really crazy inmates, escape, and they take this nurse hostage, and they're kind of like on this road trip trying to escape, and as the movie goes on, you're trying to figure out which one of these characters is Leatherface. They kind of give you little red herrings throughout the movie where you think it's this guy Ike because he's like pretty crazy and stuff, so you kind of think it's him, but you also kind of think that it's Bud because he's kind of more built like Leatherface and stuff, and everything, and it did a pretty good twist on which one was him. It was a person didn't expect in here, and everything, but I like that about it, because they changed his name when he went into the mental hospital to try to protect him and stuff, so that people wouldn't know who he is and that he was related to the Sawyer family, who are kind of outcasts and stuff anyway. But this is a pretty decent movie. I actually really like this one a lot. I know it gets a lot of hate. Everybody seems to hate this movie, and part of it is it doesn't feel like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. It's the first one in the franchise to really go in a totally new direction for it. Most of them have the same type of feel and story to it and everything, but they tried to do something different with this movie, and I like that about it. I love the suspense and like the mystery of who Leatherface is going to be and everything throughout the whole movie. I love that about it, and I think the cast in here are all pretty good. Most of them are people that I don't really recognize. I think they were pretty much like actors who weren't very big when the movie first came out, and I don't think any of them have really made it that big either. The 2 biggest names are Stephen Dorff, who plays this cop. He's a Texas Ranger that his daughter is accidentally killed by Leatherface at the beginning of the movie. He didn't kill her on purpose. She kind of got scared and she fell into this thing in his barn and stuff. He didn't, but that's what really started the whole thing with him. He's portrayed as the villain of the movie, which is another one of those things that they kind of did with Texas Chainsaw 3D that was just kind of weird. Like, you make the law enforcement the villains of these killers and stuff, and the movies are told more from their perspective, though. So I guess it makes sense. But and the other big name is Lily Taylor, who is most known for movies like The Haunting and The Conjuring, and she's been in a bunch of other good movies too. Although I'm not a huge fan of either one of those movies, I think she's a great actress, and she's good in both of those movies. And everything else I've seen her in, I know there's been a few other ones, I just can't think of them right off the top of my head, but everything I've seen her in, I've liked and this is one of my favorite roles of hers, is Verna Sawyer, the mother of the family. I think she's pretty good in here, and we get to see younger versions of Drayton and the hitchhiker, which we find out his name is Nubbins in this one. I don't know if they mentioned it in any of the others before, but I thought that was kind of cool too. We get to see the younger versions of them, and this is a pretty decent movie. Like I said, it's not terrible. There are, like I said, there are some things about it I don't like. Like, there's this really weird sex scene where Clarice and Ike are having a threesome with the dead body that they find in this trailer that they're hiding out in. It's very gross. And it's like, that feels like something straight out of a Rob Zombie movie. Although I think if it was a Rob Zombie movie, it would be even more graphic and even nastier. But it still was. It's like, I really did not need that image in my head. And I think that even though I thought it was cool that they did do a twist on who Leatherface was, I kind of wish they would have gone with the obvious, because that guy really would have been the guy that was built like Leatherface. I think he would have made a lot of sense to be Leatherface. I kind of felt like the red herrings and stuff were just made the movie a little predictable. Like I kind of figured that it wasn't going to be either of the two by the time as the movie kept progressing, because the way Jedediah's character was acting throughout the movie, I kind of figured out who it was. But I do like that they at least tried to do a mystery and stuff. And this would have been a great just movie, but if it was like a movie not connected to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, this would have been a better movie. I think it could have been even better as just like its own thing. And I know a lot of people have said that too, and that's something I agree on. Is it could have been a really great standalone horror movie instead of being connected. But for what they did with it, I think they did a good job trying to do something different and everything. I give them credit for that, because like most of the movies in this franchise, it's the same thing over and over again. This one has a unique little spin on it, and to me it works. And I also got to say, the cinematography in this movie is absolutely great. It's got some of the best cinematography in the franchise. To me, it ranks up there with the original and the remake and stuff. And like the way the cinematography is done, it feels like it fits in with that original movie too. And there's a lot of little homages to the original, which I thought was kind of cool too. But I think this movie is pretty underrated. It's not one of the very best in the franchise for sure, and everything. I know a lot of people say it's more forgettable than anything, and I guess I could see it. I've always enjoyed it though, so I never really thought it was all that bad. I don't think it's super great, but I think it's good enough. As far as prequels go, I think it's pretty decent. It could have been a lot worse and everything. I still like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning prequel for the remake, better than this one, but I think for what it is, this one is really good too. So I'd say I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. Like I said, it's not one that I like rewatching very often. I'll rewatch it when I watch the franchise, of course, and I'm never bored by it. I'm always entertained with it. It's just not one of my most favorites in the franchise either. So, but anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Leatherface. Did you like it or did you hate it? Like I said, most people I know don't like it. I have seen a few that have said that they thought it was decent, or some that have said that it was good but forgettable. And I don't really think it's forgettable, but I don't think it's like super great either. I just think it's really good. It's really entertaining. It's fine for what it is. It's a fun movie. It has some good practical effects and stuff too, and some good gore and stuff. So I gotta say I like that too. Everything. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of this movie, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.